Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the Vaughn Show. As usual, I feel like I gotta stop saying that. I gotta find another way of saying it because it's getting kind of like redundant. But I feel like everyone does it. It's like, oh, welcome back to my YouTube channel. But that's not the point. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in today. Welcome to the Vaughn Show. Today I want to talk about self-discovery questions, tips on the best self-discovery questions to help figure out who you are as a person. So before we get started, make sure you share, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and click the bell. I don't know why I'm such an advocate about that bell. It's become an addiction. I said it every time on every video. It's like the bell has become an addiction to me. I don't know why. It's like if you don't click the bell, I feel like then you really didn't subscribe to my channel. It's like I need y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? Like I subscribe to your channel, you subscribe to my channel, and make sure you click the bell. Anyway, getting back to my point. Today is about self-discovery questions. So I was like, if I'm going to do this whole YouTube thing, like I need to be more like personal, like more like, like more open, more vibracious is my like favorite word. But I just want to share like a very different aspect of my life, because I feel like when you go to my Facebook or if you don't know me personally, it's like he just seems like he's just not like a talkative person, like he's more like an introvert, when in reality I am actually an extrovert. But anyway, so I decided to pick up this topic because I felt like it was important, something to talk about, and why I decided to embark on this journey of like self-discovery just as a person. I remember I was like 27, 26, 27. And I just ended like my first breakup. It was my first relationship like in my entire life. I was so in love, just doing dumb shit. Can I say shit on YouTube? I mean, YouTube, we should be able to curse a little bit. I'm trying not to curse, but we should be able to curse a little bit on YouTube, okay? But I've seen people say like some other crazy stuff. But anyway, it was my first relationship and I was just so heartbroken. Like I didn't realize like how much it affected me. And I remember going to see a therapist about it because I was like, listen, like these emotions, these feelings, they're out of control. Like I'm out of control, like just out of control. So I went to go see a therapist and she was like, Paul, like, what do you want out of this session or out of this 1 year of this, discovery with me? And it's like, I just need to get to know more about who I am as a person. I felt like in the relationship that I was in, like, I thought I knew who I was, but it wasn't until like when you date someone and they kind of like tell you things, like show you like a reflection of who you are. And it's kind of like, no, I'm not a judgmental person. How dare you? You're like, no, like I would never lie to you knowing that you're lying. Like, it's like when the person like show you who you are in the relationship, it's like, it's like a blow to the chest. So I think what I did was after that first relationship, I decided to take what the person was telling me, like, hey, maybe I need to consider these things because I didn't even pay them any attention. So that's why I decided to like, you know what, maybe I should take some time to really figure out who the hell I really am. And I think at that age is when I really started taking it into consideration. Well, maybe I don't know myself as well as I think I do. So went to see this amazing therapist, and she was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna give you some self-discovery questions. So I still have my questions like today. Like I have always had them. And even now, even though I'm 32 now, tell my age. I don't look 32, but I am 32. Even though I'm 32 now, I still pull out these questions and just kind of like reflect on them because I feel like if it wasn't for these questions, like I would not be able to identify like characteristics or behaviors that I, of who I am right now. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to even start this experience. And listen, this self-discovery thing is not like an overnight thing. It takes time. It takes years because I feel like you have to peel back like every layer of who you are. That's only if you're serious about something like this. Some people just kind of like I really don't care. Like, it's like, this is who I am. And a lot of time when people say this is who I am, they don't even know who the hell they are. But it's like taking the time to like really to get to know self. So I'm going to share some of my questions with you guys. And listen, I'm not a therapist. I'm not certified. I'm just kind of telling you my own personal experience, and it worked for me. So if it worked for me, maybe some of the questions could work for you too. I am going to turn the question into a PDF and place them in the notes below so that you can kind of take a look at the notes. Look at the question that I utilize. I ain't going to put my answers in there. But I will definitely put the question in case you want to kind of like start the process of like self-discovery. And again, this is just really just some tips some questions to begin. This is like for beginners, right? Because you have to start someplace. Like, you start someplace and then you just kind of go from there. It's like one step at a time. Okay. So the first question I remember her asking me, what is my purpose in life, right? At that time, my purpose was to be in a relationship, have a dog, like have a great career. But the focus was on, for me, it was on a relationship. The purpose of my life was based upon a relationship, not based upon who I am as the individual. And so when she posed the question to me, I kept going into the format of like, well, this is my purpose in a relationship. She's like, no, I think you're kind of taking the question in a different avenue. She's like, you don't got nobody. You're broken up. You're single. She's like, get that in your head. You're single. And it was like, dang, being with someone for like 4.5 years, it's like, and then shifting to a single pattern, like, it's like, it was just very hard to interpret the fact, like, you single. You know what I mean? So a lot of the questions in the beginning, the self-discovery questions in the beginning, I was answering them from like a relationship perspective, and I wasn't in one. And so after I took some time to think about, I said, what is my purpose in life? I realized that I love helping people. I realized that I love to be around people. I realized that I had the ability to help people to get from point A to point B. And I feel like one of my purpose in life is to have encounter with people or meet people. It's like people will cross my path and like something about them will place me in a desire to want to help them, right? Not from like you're a project perspective, but more of like, you know what? I see the potential in you and I'm going to get you from point A to point B. Like, I have always had that ability my entire life. I don't care what it is you wanted to do. I can get you from point A to point B. If I have to drag you from point A to point B, I'll get you there. It's just always been a gift. Always been a gift my entire life. So when she asked me this question, after some time, I was able to come back to answer this question. In the beginning, I couldn't. But I realized like one of my purpose in life, is to like help people get from point A to point B. And so that's my first question. So maybe when you sit down and you take some time or even look at the questions, and I'm not going to share all the questions. I'm going to go through some of the major ones that I had. But the first one I have was what is your purpose? What is your purpose? So take some time, sit down, get in a quiet space, allow your mind to like open up your thoughts and like really think about it. And guess what? If you don't have an answer in the beginning, it's okay. It's okay, because I didn't have the perfect answer. And it's kind of like, you will know when you have fully answered the question because it's like an internal voice, like an internal intuition that kicks in and say, you know what? That sounds right. Like, that sounds fair. It's like, I feel comfortable in agreeing with my answer in regards to the question. So when I said, you know what? I realized I like helping people from getting from point A to point B. It was like something inside me was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, that makes total sense. And then what happens is when you answer a question, for me, what happens is my mind will go back into the past and show me supportive moments where I did these particular things from getting people from point A to point B. My second question I will say is that she gave me was, did I make time for myself this week? Did I make time for myself this week? This question here has always been a problem for me because I realized that in the time of a week, like I'm always helping someone doing something that I don't take time for me. And I will say, and I'm not throwing my mother up under the bus, but my mom, I saw her growing up as a kid. She would always, when I tell you always make time for other people, and like she would neglect herself. I mean, she would give you her entire last and she would neglect herself. And I saw her do that. And I realized I picked up on the characteristic a lot. It's like when I get attached to someone or something, I lose focus of who I am and I focus on that something or that person. And then I become neglected. But as time progressed and as I've learned in practice that I make sure that my cup is full and you get what is left over. And it sounds kind of selfish in a way. It does kind of sound kind of selfish, but in actuality, I can't help you if I don't help myself. Like if I don't replenish me, how am I able to maintain and continue to go forward to help you? I can't. And some people do. Like my mom is a prime example. Like, thank God, she believes in a higher being to replenish her in order for her to help others, but I'm just not cut that way. Sorry. I help me first, then I can help you second, So, but that is something I had to retrain my mind to practice. I fill my cup up first, and then you get what is left over. And you have to, because what good are you if you're not able to help others? You know what I mean? Like what good are you if you can't give people your best self? And in order for you to give your best self, you have to take care of yourself first. So like yesterday, prime example. Yesterday, I took yesterday off. Like I was stressed out. I was just stressed. Things going on in my life, I was stressed. Took yesterday off. I went and got a haircut. I went and got my eyebrows cleaned. I went and got a massage. Like I was trying to get my nails done, but that didn't work out. And I just relaxed. I watched some movies. I ordered something like really good to eat that was healthy, and I just chilled. Basically, that's what I talked to my family, talked to my friends, talked to a couple of people online, I'm teasing y'all, I'm teasing. Like I really just took some time to like just focus like on me. Like I really did. I really took some time to focus on me. And you have to take moments in your life to do that. Another question I would say is, what is something I find inspiring? I don't really find like celebrities inspiring. So when she asked me that question, like I really struggled with it too. What inspired me at that time and still to today is that, my mentors, like I had some really good mentors growing up, like some really good mentors. And like sometimes like I'll go to like their Facebooks or I'll reach out to them just to see like how they are navigating life. And so I'm a big advocate for mentors. Like I had three mentors growing up. And one of the three, I still call him all the time. Well, call him from time to time just to get some like really advice. And so those are kind of like the people who inspire me. My dad is another guy like who really inspires me too. He is one of the most kindest people you will ever meet. Like just overall, like he's just a gentle soul, like just an easygoing guy. Like if you want to talk to him, and then again too, as you guys know, my parents are preachers, right? So like it's kind of like, it's like some things I want to talk to you about, but some things I don't want to talk to you about. But my dad will definitely put you in this space to just have an open, honest conversation. Like he really will. So shout out to my dad. If you're watching this, if you guys ever want someone to talk to my dad, we'll definitely talk to you. Give you some good advice. And he'll give you like a very like spiritual advice too, but he doesn't like tell you what to do. He's like, hey, listen, this is what it is. Either you do or you don't. And if you don't, I'm still cool with you too. Like he's a very gentle person. The people that inspire me are people who like pour into my life personally each and every day. So I remember her asking me that question. And another question that she asked me at that time, she was like, what mattered to me the most right now? So at that time, what mattered to me the most at that moment was I was just trying to get the person I was dating back. Like that was I wasn't like consciously telling her that, but in my mind it was like, to be quite honest, I just want to get the person back. Like I kind of messed up, did some things I shouldn't have done, but I really want the person back. And she was like, that ain't happening. So I was like, oh, but anyway, that was kind of like my question at the time. But if I were to ask that question now, what matters to me now the most is my family, my personal relationship with my higher being, being able to find peace in a world that is so turmoil. Like, I think my biggest practice right now in life is just really figuring out how to constantly center my mind when the world around me is like in chaos. Like, if you're able to do that, I remember this one of my coworkers from my government job at the time told me, Paul, like if you are able to constantly practice centering your mind and keeping your mind in a state of peace, even though the world around you is crazy, you can navigate this world and this life a whole lot better. And as I have started to practice that, like I realized I'm not as stressed as I used to be. Like I'm not as angry as I used to be. Like what people say to me don't affect me as much as it used to. Like try it, guys. Definitely try it. Try to start like tuning things out that really don't even matter. It doesn't even matter. So to me, those are like kind of like the most important things to me now. And even like my family, like, I lost my grandmother this year. I lost my grandfather this year. And it kind of like put things in a bit of perspective, like family is important. Like spending time with your family is important. So if you're having like issues with your family, like just sit down, like fix it. Just fix it, because guess what? They can be gone just like that. And it's like, and when they're gone, you realize like, dang, I can't pick up the phone and call them more. Like I can't have no kind of discussion. The only thing I can do is go to a grave and speak to a tombstone or cry over a tombstone. So it's like, now what is most important? And these questions I'm giving you guys are just questions to help you start your self-discovery, and you determine how deep you want to go. And I'll take one more because I don't want to hold you guys up too much because I can go at this all day. My other question is, what could you do? What could I do to be happier? Right? And I remember my therapist asking me that question. She asked me a whole list of questions. We can go all day, but I'm not gonna keep y'all all day. I sound like a preacher, right? What could I do to be happier? Then at that time, I was kind of like, maybe I should have more single sex. I don't know why that was the answer to my question, but for some reason, I felt like sex at that time would have been a way to fulfill the void I was having because I was so used to being connected to someone. So at the time, that was my question, but my answer. But now, as I'm 32 years old, what could I do to be happier? For me, and like, see, I'm thinking about it now because it's kind of like one of those things I don't really think about. I just think about like getting from point A to point B and just try to make it every day. But what can I do to be happier? So I think one thing that I could do to be happier is to work out more. I don't work out enough. Like I used to like work out like really hard, but I don't work out enough. That could be something to, make me like, feel happier within myself. And I will say another thing too is praying, right? I literally started maybe 4 months ago, I think, trying to pray at least like 3 times a day for like 20 minutes. And like, I started to notice when I pray more, I felt more happier and more at peace. So I think for me, right, just right now in the space that I'm in, like prayer has really just helped me stay like level. And like, you know, you may ask me like, what do you pray? Like, what do you pray about? You know, so again, all religions and creeds are welcome here. I want to make that very clear. You know, very, very clear. I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, or Catholic. It does not matter to me. We all utilize prayer in some way, right? Depending on who you pray to, that's your prerogative and your business. But for me, I pray to God, of course. But I feel like in my prayer time, I just pray for the most humbling and the most simplest things. Like sometimes, like today, this morning, I remember getting out of bed, and I don't always get on my knees to pray. Like I was in the shower, right? And I was like, wow, you know, I'm glad I'm able to like wash my face. I'm grateful that like I can blink my eyes, or I can hear, or I have the ability to like think, or I'm breathing, like I'm breathing in air, like, and it's just a simple like, you know, God, thank you for this. And I might not verbally say like thank you for like breath, thank you for the ability to like move my fingers. I might just think it in my mind. And like for me, it's like something just comes over me. Is like, you know, like Paul, you know, like this is a good thing to do. Like, and I feel more like at peace about it. So for me, I think right now in my life, prayer is definitely something that really just helps me to be happier and like more at peace. So, and I'm gonna take one more. I said I was gonna be done. You know how preachers say like I'm gonna be done, but I got one more. One more. My other question I would say is, what is something I would like to do more of and why? So something that, and I remember her asking me this question at that time. I was like, I don't got nothing. I'm just sad. I'm depressed. Like, I'm over it. I don't want to be in this situation. I don't want to be single. And she's like, you're single, so get over it. Like, okay, you know. But right now, I would say something I wish I could do more of. To be honest, if I could quit my job and just travel the world for the rest of my life, I would do it. God knows I would do it. When I went to Nigeria, man, I had the best time of my life. And shout out to Nigeria right now. They are going through a lot at the moment. You know, you guys are in my thoughts. You guys are in my prayers. In SARS, I'm not for that at all. They need to fix that ASAP. But if I had the ability to travel more, I would do it. Like it is something about getting on a plane for me, going to a country that I have never been to. I don't know what I'm going to get into. Like, I'm such a risk taker. I'm such an adventurous person. Like, you know, I'll dive in head first and, you know, whatever happens, happens. Like, that is like absolutely my personality type. So for me, it's kind of like if I could find a job that allows me to like constantly travel, visit new countries, meet new people, try new foods, I would quit my job tomorrow and do it. It doesn't even have to make a lot of money. Like just enough that I can cover my expenses and enjoy what I'm doing. Man, like that would be the life for me. But back then, you know, I was, you know, caught up on some dumb crap or whatever. But anyway, I have a list of 20 questions, but I want you guys to basically take some time, go through all the 20 questions, wherever you are in your life right now, answer the questions. And if you can't answer them, it's okay. But at least it will start your journey on self-discovery about who you are as a person. So I hope this video has helped someone today. I know that this has helped me a lot. Again, I will place the question in the notes. And if you guys have questions and you want to talk further, like, please feel free to comment below or email me. I'm going to definitely put my email in here because I like to have like open dialogue with people just about like things that they're going through and things that they're experiencing. I feel like sharing your story and sharing my story will definitely help each other, like grow as individuals. I have two really good friends, Ashley and Brittany, and they're like my self-reflection. Like, if I want to have an Iona Van Zandt moment, these are the two people I call. Shout out to them. And like the three of us together, we channel this energy of like conversation. Like you will be talking about stuff and it's like, oh my gosh, that was so deep, or like that really made sense. Like that really brought purpose to my life. So I literally I do my best to try to talk to them each week because I feel like there's something in what they say drops a seed within me to help me be a better person. I mean, I probably haven't shared that with them ever, but if they're gonna watch this at some point, but they have definitely been two people that if you want to have like a deep intellectual self-discovery, self-reflection conversation, they are two people in my life. I'm so grateful to God for them. That they really, like, we can really like dig deep and dive into a conversation. So hopefully at some point, you guys, I'm going to ask them at some point, surprise! I'm gonna ask them some point to hop on one of my YouTube channels just to have like an open dialogue conversation, so you can see like the experience of three people who have started a self-discovery experience or a self-awareness experience and are willing to share like their thought process. Like it's an amazing experience, and when we get off the phone, it's like, wow, like, man, like I learned something today. Like I learned something from another individual today. So that's why, I'm going to put my email in here and just email me your story. Let's talk about it. Give me 24 hours to respond because I do work a full-time job. But anyway, I will definitely respond to you. And if you have any questions, again, I'm always here to talk, to chit chat, and we can kind of go from there. So thank you guys for watching today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode today. And I will look forward to see you guys on the next one. I think I'm going to talk about journaling next. I haven't decided yet. I kind of want to just kind of get started, get my feet wet. I figure like, let me do my first like self-discovery one. And then I'll go from there. So I hope that these questions help at some point in your journey. And again, this is for beginners. If you're one of those persons who have been like, like, this ain't gonna really help you. You're gonna be like, these like some, like I'm past this. So this is like for people who just wanna start the journey of self-discovery. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the experience today, the conversation. Again, we can definitely continue the conversation in the comments. I will post a link to a Google Drive so you can have the questions. And just take them and write them out. And that's just a starting point. Just a starting point for you, just to see exactly what you wrote. And then maybe you can make some comparisons like, well, hey, like this is who I am as a person. These are things that, I'm getting to know about me. Because it's something about seeing something written down. Like when you see it written down, it's a whole different ballgame rather than having a conversation in your head about it. So definitely go through the questions, answer them, and see what you come up with. And let me know. Let me know. So again, guys, thank you guys for watching today. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be blessed. Stay safe. And I will see you guys soon. Take care.